But I have a big belief system. Like, it is nonstop. Everyone who's talked to me here, like, you guys know where my head's at, because I'm always like thinking about the next thing, and I'm always like, big belief, let's go, let's get it accomplished.
So he took a problematic business, listened to his customers, went out, saw an opportunity in the marketplace, and literally took something that nobody else wanted, created the brand known, figured out how to sell it online. And so by the time you sold, how many stores did you have versus what your revenue were from online sales?
Honestly, here's like one of the things that like I underestimated. I didn't underestimate how powerful having your business where people are buying is. You know what I mean? Like, I was selling online for a while. I was, yeah, it's sweet. Like, I'm making like 20, 30 million. I'm not making revenue, not like profit, but profit's pretty good too. But I was like doing like 20, 30, 40 million dollars. But once we got into Walmart, first of all, I've never dealt with a more fair company in my life. I love them. They're so massive. You know how many people go to Walmart? I don't know. But we sold so much coffee, and we still are. Like, in Walmart, it's unbelievable. And same thing with Amazon. We sell so much on Amazon. It's one of those things like, where are your customers shopping? Be there. You gotta get there, because guess what? If you're like trying to like work on like the outskirts of where your customers are shopping, they're not gonna make it. You need to be on Main Street. You need to be on like Broadway. You need to be on like all location. And it's wild. It's so powerful.
So all of a sudden it starts taking off.
Taking off.
What were your revenues the year you sold?
60 million when I sold. I sold at a good time too. Like, the multiples are like super high.
Yeah, it sounds like
Thank God,
what, revenues
2021
were 60 million?
Yeah.
So you sold at 5 times revenue, 6 times revenue?
Yeah, it's wild. And I'm not the smartest guy. But I have a big belief system. Like, it is nonstop. Everyone who's talked to me here, like, you guys know where my head's at, because I'm always like thinking about the next thing, and I'm always like, big belief, let's go, let's get it accomplished. Because I don't know, there's no limits here. There's no rules in this world. There's no rules. We're just going.
So what's life after the deal for you? Like, all of a sudden, you know, you go from totally broke to now you have more money than you probably ever dreamed of having.
But yeah, no, I have like a lot of money, a lot of time, vacation when I want, sweet house, lots of cars. But like, for me, the reason I reached out to Brandon is because after a year, I really missed not having something going on in my life when I did not have the business. I actually bought a business because I didn't have my business, and now I'm working on it every day, and it brings so much joy to my heart because I'm helping others, and I do feel like that it keeps me in the game, you know?
And I think when I met you, you said, I saw a video you did, Brandon, where you talked about after you sold your business, you hit an all-new low, and you had to find something to replace it because you're just spending money, and it wasn't fulfilling anything, because the thing that really fulfilled me was building and impacting lives. And you came to a boot camp, nobody even knew who you were, and then somebody said, hey, this guy wants to meet you, and you're like, I came here specifically to talk to you.
Yeah, I mean, you know, once you've like ran the course, like 10 years, I devoted my life to like running a business. You know when you see someone speak, if they're talking the truth or not. I've been on the course. Brandon, you speak the truth, and it hit me on a level where it's like, oh, he knows what he's talking about. Finally, I found someone like, so this is like my plan after I sold my business. I was going to take everything I learned, because I take meticulous notes, and I read a ton of books. Like, my library is nuts. And every book has underlines and tabs in all those books. I'm gonna write the best business book ever. And I watched Brandon, and I started like listening to you, what you're teaching. Brandon, you put together so much better than I ever would. And I was like disheartened at one point. I was just like, he already did it. He's got it. But at the same time, he's my guy from now on. You know what I mean? Like, I wanted to be the guy, but whatever, he's the guy. Like, I'll just follow him.
So you guys hear when I say, you know, because he just said it, we've never had this conversation, but when I started listening to Grant, I'm like, okay, it's like being a world-class piano tuner. When you walk in a room and you hear one tone, one note, you'll know if that piano is tuned right. You don't need to listen to a whole bunch of notes. Just one note, and you'll be like, it's in or it's out or it's close or it's off. And this is why when I say to you guys, there's a lot of people that talk about it, and a lot of professors pretend like they're gonna teach on it and all these things, but the truth is, if you've never done it, it isn't the big idea that works or doesn't work. It's the little granular nuances at some point in time that you're gonna encounter at each one of those break points where you have to make a really good decision or you make a bad decision, and you either catch yourself or you don't, and you either recover or you don't. And they're little tiny granular nuances that no one's gonna tell you in advance, oh, by the way, these are the things that are probably gonna happen. And I appreciate you saying that you started watching it and you're like, I can tell by what he's saying, he's been there and he's done it. The only person that I found that actually spoke business truth with specificity relative to components was Grant with marketing and sales. And I'm like, okay, he's got that nailed. And when I went to GrowthCon, he had other people talking about all the other things. And that's where my epiphany was, is that he doesn't do all those other things. So if I do those 8 things and he does the 2, we'll have 100% of everything. And that's what propelled me into partnering with Grant. You can see now I'm starting to bring some friends in that I've developed relationships with Ken yesterday, with Mike today.
Ken was cool. He's awesome.
Isn't he amazing?
He's like a master class.
He's cool as a cat.
Yeah. I don't know if we resonated, but he is cool.
Calm. He said to him,
I'm too crazy.
He said, I don't. You're just so calm and composed. I want you guys to meet all these different people that I have the privilege to meet, because you're going to meet people that are quirky. You're going to meet people that are calm. You're going to meet people that are humble. You're going to meet people that are remarkably intellectual, because those are the people I like to spend my time with. All those people, because really what it reinforces to me is there isn't a defined way. It's the resilience of the business owner to get creative and to pursue greatness. And for him to be working a coffee shop that was busting, but decide this ain't gonna work, I gotta figure something else out. Make a pivot to something that was actually easier than trying to serve 50 different coffees, right?
So easy. So easy. Yes.
And you got known for it, and it blew up.
I mean, I wouldn't say it's so easy. I mean, it took a lot of work. But thinking back, there's like a handful of steps that you guys teach here. Just copy it. Copy what you guys are teaching, follow the directions, and that's what I'm probably the best at, is putting my nose into my books and following directions. Just doing what people tell me to do, and it works.